Well, I think I just found the score of the day here today. I seen this stuff sitting out here a couple days ago, and that's probably been a month ago. And I decided to stop in here today. It's a lawnmower shop, and stopped in here and was talking to them about they got a big pile of like wood from all their crates and stuff from where they ship all the lawnmowers and shit in here. So here, I'll show you what this is here, and there's a freaking huge pile of like just flat wood and 2x4s and 1x4s and all kinds of crap out here. So I'll have to come out here one day. I gotta get my shoulder better. There's no way I can do it for a couple of days here, or at least, you know, maybe until the weekend, until I get my shoulder halfway back straight here. So yeah, so I got a lot of the wood for my floor now. I'm just got to get me a couple sheets of plywood for the actual floor, but so I'm working on that now. So hopefully, maybe this spring here, you know, summertime here, I can get this stuff moved around and get the shed and stuff moved over to my house. If not, I probably got enough to actually build the whole damn shed, just minus the freaking plywood. So, okay, guys, let's see what else goes on. Well, guys, the Chevy Volt's back out again today. It's actually plugged in there, so last time the guy was walking around it, so he's not standing here today. Yeah, I don't, with that Chevy Volt, I'm not sure what the mileage and stuff is on it. I don't remember. I did have a conversation with another YouTuber there on the one with the Chevy Volt, but I don't think hybrid technology is the means to the end of us being dependent on oil. I mean, everything that we use is based off of oil. Everything. You know, plastics, the roads, tires, pest repellents, fertilizers, everything. I mean, everything that we do is based off of basically a petroleum world. I mean, everything is based off of petroleum type of products or byproducts of petroleum. So there is some technologies out there, you know, that are you know, more viable. You know, you have the biofuel type stuff where it's you know, where you use like plant material or plant matter to actually, you know, create gasoline out of it. I've actually seen some programs, and I can't find them now, but there was programs where these guys was actually using a bacteria. They was genetically modifying a bacteria to use basically waste. They would use some sort of a waste product, whether it be fecal matter or, you know, things like that, to create gasoline out of it and diesel fuel. And they literally didn't have to refine it. It was coming out of the bacteria as fuel. They could actually take it and pump it straight into a car and it run and be fine. There's all, well, I can't say all kinds, but different versions of that. And then I actually seen one guy that was taking plastic, which you see all the plastic that we have around. I mean, all you gotta do is look inside your cars, and everything inside of a car is pretty much plastic anymore. So they was actually able to take the plastic and break it down, and then basically turn it back into oil and refine that into fuel. I don't know if they could use it in cars or trucks right away before it was refined, but I think they had to refine it from the plastic into into gasoline or to diesel fuel. I mean, there's all kinds of technologies out there for us to use. It's like electric. Okay, I think electric is kind of early, but there is technologies out there also with batteries. There's a program that I watched. It's been years ago, and I think the guy's John Hutchinson or something. You might look him up on YouTube. That's where I ran into a video or something a long time ago. It was actually on regular TV when I was quite a bit younger. And he walked around and picked up some rocks off the ground and had like a little aluminum container, and basically crushed this stuff up and stuck it into the container, and then stuck a charge on it, and it literally charged it, and it pretty much stayed charged forever. I don't know exactly how that worked, but it did work. I mean, at least unless it's a complete hoax. but I have seen him on YouTube's here lately, and ran into him a few times here and there. But hydrogen, okay, I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's HHO. They call it brown gas. Mythbusters did an episode on it with an old, maybe an Oldsmobile or a Buick or something, maybe a Pontiac, big old V8 motor, and they was trying to create enough HHO to put into it by using their own means to create the HHO. So basically all you're doing is you put electricity in water, and it'll break the molecules down to have hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, because that's what water is hydrogen and oxygen. That's why it's H2O. Two hydrogen molecules and an oxygen molecule creates water. Well, they were able to create hydrogen, but not in an amount that would actually run a vehicle, and it was just obscene, the size of the contraption that they come up with. They actually went and got a tank, okay, a hydrogen tank, from their welding supply place, or maybe they had it, I don't know, and it was just feeding it straight into the carburetor, and it sat there and ran. Yeah, it didn't run right, but I mean it was trying to run. There is there is some merit to that, but it's hard to create enough hydrogen to run a vehicle on. So it is a good idea, as far as supplementing the fuel that you're using, but it isn't enough to actually run a vehicle. If you have an older car, you don't have all the electronics on it. Excuse me, guys. You don't have all the electronics and stuff on it, and it usually works a little easier. Cars that have oxygen sensors and things like that on it don't. When you feed more hydrogen in it, which is basically a fuel, okay, so you'll feed it into the car, and the car doesn't quite understand why it's getting all this extra fuel, and it has a hard time, discerning from one to the other, because you just basically pipe it into the intake. Well, I've found kits online to change the outputs of the oxygen sensors and all kinds of stuff on that.